wife was going through that yesterday. You don't have, I will be happy to help you work through this, but I
Okay.
don't really think that threatening me is
Nobody's
going to
threatening her.
help. I'm
Oh.
more than happy to help you with whatever's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lori. I'm sorry that you took my statement as a threat. I'm definitely not threatening you. I find that in this process, because many of us, all of us, if we went to a K to 12 school, we didn't learn any of these things. So since I know that I didn't learn it and my school wasn't a bad school, I just assume that most of us don't know this stuff. So that's why I asked you, were you familiar with the United States Commercial Code? Because under the UCC code, chapter 15, chapter 41, as far as dealing with financial institutions and dealing with consumers, it is actually illegal to not put me in contact with the person who denied my application, because they have to not only tell me why to deny my application, but they have to show me where that's lawful to deny my application. So I'm not trying to threaten you at all. I just wanted you to understand what these laws are, because I've had an issue with. You're right. My wife and I both had identity theft. So because that issue and because some things that went on our credit report that were not us, we had to fight to get those off. And one of the rules that one of the rules that protects consumers like ourselves is the U.S. Code, and it allows for us to go in and question people who would say things about our account. So one of the things that you're allowed to do as a lender, money lender, is you're allowed to review those things. You're allowed to go through and say, well, this is what your credit score is, judging by Experian and those people. But you're also allowed to review my actual recollection of the events. That's also allowable by law. And if there's a discrepancy between my recollection of events and the credit reporting agencies, then per the US Code, you are allowed to consider more than just the factors that they have. For example, 2 years ago, Wells Fargo reported to the credit bureau that something was not paid, that they in fact did pay. They did a oopsie. They said we made a mistake, and they contacted the credit bureau to change that. The credit bureau, however, is not a government institution, it's a private institution. So, because it's a private agency, the consumer has the most power to make them change things. So, Wells Fargo did contact them, did say we made a mistake, but the credit bureau, reporting bureaus were not under any law to change that information because Wells Fargo was not the consumer or original creditor. So, I had to do that and change that information, me, the person whose information was stolen, and I did do that. However, the credit bureau again is not responding in the time they need to in order to make my life not have what they call injury. That's by law. So I'm currently in litigation with them because I am injured financially by this. And then also, in addition, is when I go to other financiers such as yourself, they typically refer me back to Wells Fargo or to that damage and that injury that was done, which means that I'm not allowed remedy. And by law, I am allowed remedy. So in this case, or in our case, if we're able to present the US code to the underwriter and present our consumer rights to the underwriter, then the underwriter would then have to make a choice on whether or not they too wanted to follow the law or break it.
I asked your wife to send in an email with this information so we would have a chance to respond to it. The underwriter would look at it if you can present this information to us, and we can make a decision which way to move forward.
Okay. Did you give my wife an email address to reach you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what I like to see happen now is, because we've already given that information to you, is someone is supposed to act on that information. So what I'd like to do is I know you said that you are not willing to follow the law in that instance, which is to connect me to the person who denied my application.
I would like this in writing so we have a chance to research the information.
Oh, okay, I got you. So I can do that. I can compile the laws that are that will be pertaining to this particular situation, and then I can just like email that over to you.
That would be great.
Okay, cool. That's what I'll do. Just expect a call from me in about an hour.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
Lori,
good.
I appreciate your help in this situation. Thank you so much.